Hey team, let's talk about talking. Leaders talk and leaders listen. I get so excited and so stimulated by good learning and leadership conversation. I have to hold myself back. I just want to talk. I know I shouldn't talk over the top of people. Sometimes I get so excited and so engrossed, I interrupt, and I do it often. I have to really work hard to contain myself and actually have to physically force my lips shut. It is truly a challenge. I step back in meetings and brainstorm sessions sometimes and watch, in awe of those who listen and pause and share with such poise. I learn from this often. Those who pause mid-sentence when someone speaks. Yes, I know we all have to listen, and I can do this. I can do this pretty well at times. I can read the room and know when it's the time to talk and when it's the time to be quiet and to listen. Talking when someone else is talking is not seen as right. I get it. But when it happens in certain situations, it doesn't actually feel wrong. You're so driven and motivated and things spark. I'm talking about when we're in those creative zones. Do you love these conversations when it's so organic and so safe and so creative that you all just jump in and it flows? These are my absolute favourite days. But I know, and go back to profiling people, if I am with those who profile like me and walk in the D and I worlds, this is acceptable and a norm. And if I'm working with S and C folk, I am rude and trampling over them. Being mindful is important always. But how do you create these buzz days? These buzz times are highs that motivate us and drive us to the next opportunity. I just want to point out that talking is a significant part of an I profile. Talking is how we think. Talking is how we process and how we share and how we ideate and how we grow. Stopping people from talking with an I profile can stop them from thinking, learning, and deepening an understanding of an idea. Not all people like to talk, but some profiles need to talk, even if it's just to themselves. And there are other profiles that don't like to talk so much, S and C, yet we create opportunities that force them to. However, when they do, they need to be heard. We need to stop. We need to listen at those times to those people. Team dynamics and leading teams is about understanding each of these. Who needs to speak and often, and who needs to be heard. Let's get really conscious about this. The old rules of every person should have a turn. Everyone speaks once. We go around the room one by one. Nicely planned and managed, but not necessarily effective. The I profile listens and learns, needs to ask questions and then needs to seek clarity and build their own thinking again. They aren't railroading, and if carefully managed, it won't dominate. But if you don't allow for this and plan for this, you will end up with a group of people who can be unsettled, feel contained, and create chaos outside of this setting. Silent eyes can be belligerent, defiant, and dangerous. Managing people is super challenging. Different people have different needs. As leaders, we have the responsibility to orchestrate this. We have to create spaces for people to talk a lot and out loud and over each other, and then spaces where it is sequenced and more listening focused. That's the job. Orderly is not always effective. Controlling isn't always best. Chaos can be organised and have huge benefits. Chaos can bring energy. When your eyes find their mojo and they're in their zone, stand back and watch it play. You'll have fun, find it hard to keep up, and come up with pathways and ideas beyond what you could ever imagine. Choose strategies for the listeners too. but also choose strategies for the talkers. Talking a lot can be fabulous. Let it happen.